This is Top Accolade African News Updates. I am Soibifa Jagrich. South Africa's top court is preparing to hear an appeal over whether the former President Jacob Zuma will be eligible to stand in what is forecast to be a close election. Mr. Zuma, 82, leads a new opposition party, uMkhonto with Sizwe MK party, that analysts say could disrupt the outcome of the general election on 29th May. A lower in court said in April that he was free to run after the Electoral Commission had barred him over a contempt of court conviction. It argued the Constitution prevented people from holding public office if convicted of a crime and sentenced to more than 12 months in prison. Mr. Zuma was sentenced to 15 months in jail in 2021 for failing to testify in a corruption investigation, though he only served 3 months on health grounds. Peace talks involving South Sudan's government and opposition representatives began in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. The talks are between the government and rebel opposition groups that were not part of 2018 agreement that ended a 5-year civil war. Some of the issues in the 2018 agreement included a unified security force have remained outstanding. The opposition had called for a fresh round of talks ahead of the elections due in December as part of a move to guarantee transparent elections. Several African presidents attended the talks called for the end to the conflict in South Sudan has crippled the country's economy for many years. Among them were Presidents Salva Kiir of South Sudan, Lazarus Chakwera of Malawi, Zambia's Hakainde Hichilema, Nambia's Nangolo Mbumba, and Faustin Archange Touadera of the Central African Republic. The host, Kenyan President William Ruto, said he was keen on the inclusive and homegrown mediation to end the conflict. The initiative exemplifies the Pan-African policy of African solution to African challenges, contributing to the silencing the guns in Africa initiative and fostering an environment for transformational and development in South Sudan, our region, and the entire African continent, he said. The South Sudan's president said he was hopeful the mediation would have positive results ahead of the general elections. The medical charity Doctors Without Borders (MSF) has withdrawn its staff from the only functioning major hospital in Sudan's central Gezira state, citing worsening insecurity. Madani Teaching Hospital, located in Gezira's state capital, Wad Madani, is the only operating hospital in the state. Wad Madani is controlled by the Rapid Support Forces (RSF) paramilitary group that has been fighting Sudan's regular army since April 2023. This extremely difficult position comes after more than 3 months of relentless challenges trying to provide care at the hospital, including the growing insecurity, the inability to bring new staff and medical supplies into the area due to the denial of travel permits, MSF said in a statement. It added that the hospital had been serving hundreds of thousands of people in dire need of medical assistance in Wad Madani. The charity group urged the army and RSF to stop violating health facilities and guarantee the safety of medical personnel and grants the necessary travel permits for our staff and supplies. Chad's military ruler Mahamat Deby has been declared the official winner of the presidential elections, legitimizing his group on power. General Deby won 61.3% of the votes, according to the state's election body, citing provisional results, while his closest rival, Prime Minister Success Masra, won 18.53%. Mr. Masra had earlier declared that he had won a resounding victory in the first round of voting and that victory had been stolen from the people. General Deby, 40, was installed as Chad's leader by the military after his father, Idris Deby Itno, was killed during a battle with rebel forces in April 2021. This victory means that Deby family's 34-year rule will continue. After the results were announced, supporters of the ruling coalition stormed the streets of Ndajamena to celebrate General Deby to victory. In his victory speech posted on social media, he promised to serve all Chadians, those who voted for me and President, for for those who made other choices. I have a special thought for the unfortunate candidates who have lost the competition. Just before the election results were announced, Prime Minister Masra claimed victory in a live broadcast on Facebook and claimed and called on his supporters and security forces to oppose what he said was an attempt by General Dabi to steal the victory from the people. A small number of individuals believe they can make people believe that the election was won by the same system that has been ruling Chad for decades, he said. To all Chadians who voted for change, who voted for me, I say mobilize, do it calmly with a spirit of peace, he added. The results of Monday's election were announced 2 weeks earlier than expected. They still have to be confirmed by the Constitutional Council. Chad becomes the first of the countries where the military seized power in West and Central Africa in recent years to hold elections and restore civilian rule. But critics say with the election of General Dabi, little has changed. That is the size of top accolade African news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Friday.